Your own understanding, truth under Babylon's empiricism. What up? So there's this debate going on. It's been an eternal debate. It seems like, and well, to me, it's more of a adolescent mind control kind of manipulation uh, experience when it comes to the issue of abortion. And I say adolescent because you have to have an adolescent mind to not grasp the concept of having sex and having a child. Obviously, they come hand in hand. We're grown men and grown women, so this issue that we have, where we kind of spread it apart through partisan affiliations to try to have feuding faculties, feuding staffs in regard to an issue that's elementary. You have sex, you have a baby. Plain and simple. If a woman bears a child and she decides she wants to keep the child or give the child away for adoption or whatever the case may be, the woman claims it's her body, she can do what she wants. And she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. I mean, to the fullest extent. Um, it's her body, it's her decision. Now, when you bring a child into the world on this side of the fence, uh, you cannot take that into your own hands and think that it's going to be okay. So we cannot murder children. We cannot murder people. But when it comes to the subject of abortion, because of the process of life, meaning when humans create life, that is a condition. That's a human condition, the process of creating life. So it's exploitable. You can use it however way you want to use it to bring together people or tear them apart because you leave out the educated aspect of the entire thing, the entire scenario of life and death, birth, and and sex and all that. It's elementary. Why are we making it an issue? If a man could take necessary precautions besides abstinence to make a decision whether or not he wants to have a child, he would. A woman can actually now do the same thing. She's being irresponsible. Let's take the man out of the equation for a second. A woman knows her biochemistry permits her to make a child, to give life, if certain things take place. So, beyond abstinence, a woman's going to get pregnant when she has sex. If she is not particular with her habit, meaning if she doesn't know exactly how the almost computerized mechanism she has called the body works. It it's her irresponsibility which allows her to get pregnant. When you're being irresponsible, meaning when you don't take the necessary precautions, regardless of what it is, it could be extreme, regardless of how you feel about it. If you don't take the necessary precautions to not get pregnant, it's your fault. Now, as far as a man concerned, he's involved in the fault only because he knows that having sex with this woman, obviously, organically, she's most likely going to get pregnant, regardless of the verbiage and the talks and the hypnosis that she gives or the guys exchange. She can possibly get pregnant. So if you don't take the necessary precautions, then you have to deal with the fact that that's a whole nother vessel that gets to claim temple and regard over, herself. So it's a losing battle because it becomes a gender issue, and you're always losing having a gender battle. You never win. So if you're going to claim to be an adult, if we are going to claim to be adults, stop having a stupid ass conversation about pro-life and pro-choice. We're all pro-circumstance. If the circumstances say, well, I cannot have a child now, why? Most likely it's because of earnings, the income. I can't afford to have a child. Um, but you still want to live your life as a regular human being. But because of our system, we have doubt and we have uncertainty. So now we must question our own selves as organic beings. Do I want to participate in what I am biochemically, or do I want to try to change and manipulate and try to, figure out, how I can maneuver within this system of oppression, and not have to create hurdles for myself? Because that's what you turn a child into, a hurdle in this kind of system. So it's not are you pro-life, are you pro-choice? You're pro-circumstance. If I feel like it's a dire situation, I'm not going to choose a dire option. And women are, that's what women, not only are they emotional, but they are reactionary and manipulative, and it's not a negative thing. It's just, everyone has a defense. Every species on Earth has a defense. That's one of theirs. So, yeah, and they're dominant. They're feminine. Feminine energy is dominant, just like masculine energy. And when you mix the two without the regard of adult perception, you're going to have what we have now in 2021. It's nonsense. There's no reason why we should have a discussion about abortion and what it really is. We know what it is. It's a way for people to, number one, control a population, and it's a way for people to try to maneuver around a socioeconomic downturn. And you use human life, you put that in the middle of adult nonsense. Well, I can't even call it adult nonsense. I call it's basically just evil, tyrannical disbehavior on both sides, because the oppressors know what they're doing, and the oppressed know what they are doing to them. But still, for some reason, I don't want to call it complacency. Maybe it's just, the sheep mentality or herd mentality, go along to get along type of thing. Grown men are basically sacrificing their families just to live in the Baphomet system. And it's just a shame. So, grown people, please be grown. You're not pro-life or pro-choice. Idiots. You're pro-circumstance. We know what life is and what it means to give birth, what it means to create a human. We know what that means. But when you try to hide oppression and also an agenda behind the human condition, and exploit the different aspects of that, then what you get is this. Come on, people, be real. We have way bigger fish to fry besides just back and forth about pro-life and pro-choice. It's idiotic. We know we don't want to kill people who are standing in front of us. And when you bring it to the equation, oh, is it a fetus? Oh, is it just, some cells that are just divided? There's other options besides abortion. If we can control the weather, we can control the birthing process. We know how to. We're cloning shit for Pete's sake, and we've been doing it for over 1,000 years. So we know how to do this life thing. We know how to do this human thing. We know how to take a process. If you don't want to have a child, and you don't want to kill the fetus, and you don't want to, obviously murder, a baby, there's a process. I mean, we can have like. Who knows, like embryo transfer or something like that. We can take the embryo or the fetus or the child away from the belly and put it into another belly. I'm pretty sure it's possible. I mean, there's a lot of options you can, as grown humans, there's a lot of options we can come up with. That's all I'm saying. And my mouth is dry, and I apologize. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I'm trying to get this all out because I got somewhere to go. So peace.